Hey everyone, it's Rob Foglia and Jessica Klein with Foglia Properties at Keller Williams here in Nashville, and we're coming to you live today to tell you that you can buy a home in this market. Jessica and I were talking the other day about how we've had some clients, some contacts, some friends, and family members even recently tell us that they think that there are all these that in order to buy a home, you've got to pay like $100,000 over asking price, and there's always 80 offers on a home. And while that can happen, we wanted to kind of go through some real examples of our clients and show that that's not always the case. You ready to jump in, Jessica?
Yeah, I love this topic because, like you said, we've been hearing it from a few people in our lives, and it definitely doesn't have to be the case. And all three of these examples we're going to share today have happened over the last week and a half, something like that.
Yeah, basically. So first one we wanted to share is a friend of ours. I won't give any names, obviously, but a friend of ours is in the process of buying his first home. And we got him pre-approved. He had a lender he's working with already. We got him pre-approved, and we went out, showed him. I think I showed him 4 homes before we wrote the first offer on the property. And we looked up the comps. We looked up what the last property. It's a townhome, and so the townhomes are very cookie cutter, very. It's very easy to comp out, we'll put it that way, to where we can see, hey, this property sold for this, and we can. Long story short, we got him under contract for the price that the last property sold for.
On his first offer.
On his first offer, yes, and on his very first offer. And so the reason why I wanted to share that story is it's not always you have to write 10 offers to get a home to get a home accepted. Sometimes it does happen that way, but it's not always the case. And as I mentioned, he's under contract for the price that the last property sold for. He's not paying $20,000 above what he should be paying.
And I think it's also important to note that he's in a very competitive price range. Mm-hmm. That he's not in an $800,000 condo or something that no one's looking for. He's very much in a standard price point and in a type of property that people are looking for. The property's in great shape. So it's not like it's been on the market for a long time. What was it on the market for 4 days, something like that?
I mean, we saw it the first day on the market. So.
Okay, yeah, so even more. So yeah, absolutely. It is absolutely possible to find a home without putting in 20 offers.
Exactly. And so we wanted to make sure we share that. And really probably the thing that I'm most excited for him about is that we didn't go $10, $20, $30,000 above asking price. He's getting the property for the same price that the last home in the neighborhood sold for that's comparable. And that last sale was a month ago. So it's not like it's, again, I'm sure you know where I'm coming from. The second example is we've got a client who is currently, she's under contract. We're knocking on wood, going to close in about 2 weeks on her first home as well. And she's using what we call a THDA loan. And that's for those not in Tennessee or those who haven't heard of it. It's a 100% loan product that exists for first-time home buyers. It's basically an FHA, or this in her example is conventional mortgage, where THDA, the Tennessee Housing Development Agency, they provide almost like a second mortgage as a down payment for her to allow to help her. And so, long story short, that's one myth that we hear a lot. We hear people go, oh, I don't have a down payment, the market's too hot, I can't buy a home. There's a perfect example that we have her under contract on a great home, what she was looking for, kind of a limited budget as well. We found her a great property that she can make her first home.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I think you explained it perfectly there. I mean, it's a situation that a lot of people are in. They don't have that, that totally conventional, like I have 20% down, which you don't need in any case. And this absolutely a success story, and she's super happy about it.
Exactly, she is. And the last example we wanted to give, because we wanted to give 3 examples. Last example, it actually wasn't from last week, but it was about a month or 2 ago, where we had an appraisal come in on a property that a client of ours was buying. It came in low. I think it came in like $9,000 low or something like that. And we were able to negotiate that price down for that buyer and get them the property at the appraised value. And the reason we wanted to share that with you is there are, again, each one of these examples exists in per those situations, per those scenarios. It's not always going to go down this way, and there might be reasons why it doesn't go down this way. And yet each one of these are examples where we were able to get our clients the homes that they were looking for in ways that maximized their best interest, maximized what they needed to do. Not in a way where they were having to pay $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 more than a property was worth, not having to give away their, an arm and a leg to make that happen. Like no offense to my real estate agent friends, but I hear stories about like waiving inspections and agreeing to pay like tens of thousands of dollars above appraisal. Guys, you don't have to do that. Maybe if you love that home enough and it's competitive, you never know, but you don't have to, is my point. If you want to make a move and you're thinking this is something you're going to have to do in order just to make a move, it's not. I promise you, we can figure out a way to make it happen without doing those things.
And actually, we didn't even mention that in I believe all three of these cases, nobody waived inspections. So,
Yeah,
it's definitely, you can do it. Like, these
yeah,
are absolutely success stories. You can do it. You do not have to pay more than a home is worth. You do not have to waive inspections. Just start the process and see where it takes you.
well, exactly. And again, don't get me started on waiving inspections because nobody should, in my opinion. I mean, yes, you could, and that's always an option. And yet, in the reality is, as a home buyer, you want to be protected. And there are things that honestly a seller may not know about a home, and that as a buyer or as a real estate agent, when we're walking through a home, we might not see. And so that's what the inspection is for. It's for your protection. And so waiving it to me is not a good idea. I mean, you can, it's your life, your decision as a home buyer. And yet, in my opinion, it's not the smart thing to do. And you're correct. In fact, I can't think of a buyer that we've represented where we've just completely flat out waived the home inspection.
Right.
We've made them pass fail inspections to where that's basically our way of saying to the seller, hey, we're willing to play ball with you. We want to work this out. We want to make this easy on you. And yet we want to also just have a little bit of protection to make sure that there's something that, if there's something that you haven't told us because maybe you don't know about, that we want that protection. And that's the way it should be handled, and that's the way you can do it. And so again, we just wanted to share these stories with y'all just to let you know that yes, it's a hot market, and yet it doesn't mean you can't buy a home. You absolutely can, and it doesn't mean you have to give away your firstborn in order to buy a home. You don't have to do that. Does that make sense, Jessica? Does that cover everything that we were looking
Oh,
to cover?
yeah. Yeah, I think so. And if anyone has questions about, you know, other things that we can do to help you in your home buying process, or anything you can do to prepare for when you're ready, any questions at all, just always ask us, because it's no obligation, and we're not high pressure. We're just here to help and do whatever we can to put you in the best position possible.
Exactly. That's our goal, is to provide you the information that you're looking for and that you need to make the best decisions possible. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. And I know, yes, technically this is going out on the internet,
I
but
know.
don't just believe an article that you see on some website or something you hear on the news. Reach out to your local professional, because that's what we're here for. We're here to actually dive deep into what your needs are, what you want, what you're wanting to accomplish, so we can help you make that happen. So
All right,
also,
everybody. Thank you very much.
appreciate y'all. Reach out if we can help. See y'all.